Hey gang, welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria and today I've got a yoga at work practice for you. So this is a bit of an office break practice or yoga that you could do at your desk or in a conference room right at work. You can do this practice in pretty much anything that you would normally wear to work, whether you're in a suit, you're wearing jeans or slacks, or a skirt and heels. All of those things are totally compatible with the movements that we're going to take. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel, grab a colleague that you know needs this, and let's get into it. All right, yogis, so we're gonna start sitting in a chair. Again, you can use your desk chair. Really any chair works for this, whether you're in the office or at home. But we're just gonna start with rolling the shoulders. So try to roll the shoulders back, even if you've got a nice monitor that's, eye height or head height that keeps you from curling your neck, we still tend to hunch the shoulders probably, for most of us. Good. And then we'll take the head side to side. Just taking the ear towards the shoulder. Move with ease, move. Just paying attention to, as you make these movements, how they feel. Good, and then bring the head back to center. We'll just look to the side. Try to keep the neck soft and supple, so no forcing or pushing. We're just trying to find a little bit of movement here. And then we'll come back to center and look down. Look up, down, and up. So nice. And then come back to center. And then you'll take the arms out to the sides and up. And then have your, your right wrist grab your left hand and reach up and wiggle the sides of the waist long. And then you'll reach over to the left. Sorry, to the right, excuse me. Good, and then you'll come up and then let the arms separate and twist over to the right as well. So you could just take the hand to the back of the chair. The front hand can rest on the knee or the inner edge of the leg, maybe reaching for the more like the thigh or the calf, depending on, you want to stay sitting up straight. So most of us will probably catch the thigh. Good, and then come back to center, arms reach up, and then the left hand grabs the right wrist and you'll reach over to the left. Good, and then come back to center and then you'll twist over to the left as well. Back hand comes to the back edge of your chair. Front hand comes to the thigh. Yeah, so nice. And then come back to center. And then we're gonna come to stand up. You'll see that I put on heels so that you could see that you can do this even if you're in heels. Most of the stuff you can do even with a skirt. So you'll move the chair a little bit in front of you and the hands will come to the back edge of the chair. And then you're just gonna walk the feet back so that you find an opening in the armpit. So some of us might be here and that might be really nice. Some of us can walk the feet back a little bit more. Maybe that even the head kind of comes in line with the upper arm bones. You can bend the knees as well if you're tight in the hamstrings. I'm gonna straighten mine out. And this is just a modified downward facing dog. So you should feel a nice opening, again, in the front of the armpits or the shoulders. And you're just lengthening out the sides of the body. Try to watch the breath here. Just finding a little bit more space for the lungs. Good, and then just slowly walk the feet. You're gonna lift the chest as you go. And then you'll turn so that one hand can touch the edge of the chair. And we're gonna take tree pose. And again, since you might not have optimal footwear and you're probably not gonna get barefoot at work, if you're at home, you could definitely get barefoot for this. But we're gonna take tree pose. So put your weight into whichever foot is closest to the chair. It doesn't matter which side you do first, but you want to be facing, so put your weight into the leg that's closest to the chair, and then that hand will also reach for the edge of the chair. And then you'll kind of bend into the opposite knee, and then just carry the knee to the side. And then depending on what kind of shoes you're wearing, you might be able to, or if you want the bottom of your shoe to touch your pants, kind of up to you. But you might just stop here and just tuck the toe and take this arm either to the side. You can take it to press on the heart or the sternum bone. That can help you keep your balance a little bit more. Or you could take the arm up. If you have shoe wear that you can lift the knee a little bit higher, you can take it anywhere along the standing leg as long as you're not pressing into the knee joint. So I'm going to keep mine a little bit lower since I'm wearing shoes that have a heel on them. And then you'll just breathe. Yeah, it takes a little bit more effort in the bent leg whenever you're not pressing the foot into the leg. So stay really strong and lifted in your standing leg. And then carry the knee back forward and release it. Arm comes down as well. So you can just turn around and take the other side this way. I'm going to switch so that we can see. Again, whichever leg is closest to the chair, the hand will come there as well. And then bend into your opposite knee and take the knee to the side. And then lift the foot any amount, anywhere but the knee. The opposite hand can come to the chest, out to the side, find some expansiveness, or you can take the arm up and overhead. And then once you find your posture, press down into your standing leg, really power through your standing leg. Don't let yourself sink into the hip. Try to keep the hips as even. They don't have to be perfectly even, but working towards evenness. Good. And then take the knee forward and release the hands. From here, you're going to take your back to face the back of your chair. And then you're just going to reach one hand back and see if you can reach the other hand back as well. You can lean back into this a little bit, but we're really just trying to open up the shoulders and find broadness across the collarbones. So press firmly into the feet. You might even bend the knees a little and open up the chest. Try not to really let the belly and the chest and the ribs splay out, because then you just get a bunch of congestion in the upper back. So you might even take the hands lower to the sides of the chair, just a little opening in the front of the chest here. Good. And then you'll come and face the belly to the chair. And we're going to take a mini dancer's pose. So because we sit like this so much, the hip flexors in the front of our legs and hips get really, really tight. So put your weight into your right foot, and then the right hand can also come onto the chair to give yourself a little balance. And then you'll just bend the left knee. And then pull the heel in towards the seat. Use the hamstring a little to hold this, but don't let the ribs splay out. Use the muscles of the core and the belly to pull the knees to touch. Just use the heel or pull the heel towards the seat. And then that left hand can reach back and catch the ankle and pull the heel a little bit closer once we've worked the hamstring for a moment. And then just pull that heel in. Keep the knees and the inner thighs close together as much as you can. Good. This might be enough for most of us. If you want to tip forward a little bit and kick the foot into the hand and find a little bit more of an opening in the shoulder, you can. A little baby dancer with the chair. Good. Yeah, you can lean forward a little bit and then come back through center and gently release the foot down. And we'll take the other side. So left hand comes in the mat, weight comes into the left foot. And then to start, just bend your right knee and then activate and feel the hamstring pull the heel in towards the seat without letting the front splay. So use the muscles of the belly. You'll be able to feel it. I can already feel it. That's how underworked our hamstrings are for most of us. Right hand can reach back and catch the ankle. And then use the hand to pull the heel in towards the seat. Keep lifting the sternum. Keep lifting the rib cage off of the pelvis here. Good. And then you can stay here, or you can kind of kick the foot back into that hand and lean forward a little bit over the chair. Use the left hand to balance. A mini dancer. Should feel really nice. And then come back, the knees touch, and then gently release the foot down. So nice. And then come back. I'm going to turn the chair to the side to show you one more thing to the side. Come back to sit on your chair. And then you'll come and move the seat a little bit to the edge, and the hands will come back towards the back legs of the chair on the seat of the chair. And then you'll just take the feet about hip width distance so the toes are going to track right underneath the knees. And you'll lift this seat up a little bit here. So you can stay here, or you can bend into the elbows as much as allows. You might have to walk the hands away from the back of the chair so the elbows don't hit. Maybe walk the feet a little bit forward. And you can just bend into the elbows for 1, 2, keep lifting the hips, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then bring the seat back to your chair. I'm going to face forward here so you can see again, maybe a little bit to the side to really show you this. And then everyone's kind of favorite hip opener, or one of my favorites at least. So you'll bring the right ankle to stack over the left knee. So it's really on the left quadricep. So the knee goes wide, and you can just rest the hands somewhere along the shin and sit up. This might be enough for many of us. Otherwise, you can begin to take the sternum bone towards the shin. Somewhere along the way, you'll definitely start to feel an opening in the outer right hip. You might take the elbows or the forearms to the shin as well. Keep flexing your right foot. This is a really nice one, I think, to do in a meeting, because you're in the chair. You kind of look like you just are crossing your legs, but you can place the elbows on the conference table or the desk. You can still fully listen. Maybe you're a little bit more aware because you're breathing and processing the sensation in the body. But this is a really nice way to focus the breath on maybe a sensation in the body that might start to get uncomfortable, but also, like, how often do you get uncomfortable in a big meeting? You know, usually there's like deliverables to be done. There might be relationship conflicts in the meeting. There's plenty of chances to become uncomfortable and for your internal state to become a little bit anxious or stressed out. And so if you're already in the mindset of focusing the breath, sending kind of breath to where there's tension in your body, you can often mirror that from like a mental or emotional point of view. So something to try out. Come back up and uncross the leg, and we'll just switch. So the left knee comes on top of the right thigh. Set yourself up. Make sure that that right toe is right underneath the knee, and you'll maybe stay here. And you know, this one might be a little bit harder if you're wearing a skirt. Definitely make sure that you're like underneath the desk and you've got something kind of giving you a boundary. But if you're wearing a flowy skirt or a flowy dress, you could still do this. I'm wearing, denim. I will admit, I only really wear stretchy denim these days. When you have a big meal and you need a little extra stretch in the pants. So, and these work really well. But I imagine you could do this in slacks. Take it easy. Don't rip your pants. Or take an extra pair. You can always be prepared for that, for an emergency. Keep taking the chest forward. If it feels good. Again, maybe the forearms come to the shin. Keep reaching the chest. Try to find as much kind of extension in the spine. Or rather than like collapsing forward, what I mean. Instead of doing like this, you're just reaching the sternum bone towards your shin. Breathing, possibly still working, depending on your situation. And then slowly come up, uncross. Take the feet so that they're pressing down into the floor. Just take the hands to the tops of the legs, close the eyes, and take a moment here to just tune into the breath. Remind yourself that you're doing your best. Everything that needs to happen will happen when it is meant to happen. Take the hands that touch in front of the heart or the sternum, the chest bone. Namaste, yogis. Thanks for joining today. If you found benefit from taking a little time to move your body at work today, consider practicing some yoga at the end of your day. I've got a yoga for after work practice and video that's right here on YouTube, and it's specially designed to unwind you after a long day and especially good at relieving stress. So give it a watch and I'll see you there.